Girlfriend hates video games. My girlfriend 28 female gets upset if I 25 male want to play video games since she thinks it takes away from our time together. It is really starting to bug me and seems minor, but it's a red flag for me big picture. She will constantly watch her TV shows during the day, in bed with her headphones, etc. In most cases without me. Which is fine, I hate watching TV, let alone her shows, which are mostly reality TV and relationship dramas. I've tried a few times to watch with her, but it is just not for me. I would like some fresh ideas from others on how to present my case to her. I want her to have her vices and I want time to have mine without feeling guilty. I have already tried talking to her about it, letting her know that I love spending time with her. I believe we should both be able to do our thing, but it is hypocritical to demand I don't play video games but she can watch her shows. She says it's different but can't explain why. I think this will give some insight into how she operates in these situations and I'm curious. Any ideas? You are allowed to have different hobbies and interests. My husband is an avid gamer and I don't like playing. If he's playing something with an interesting storyline like The Witcher, I'll watch him, but most evenings after we get the kids to bed we cuddle up on the couch and he games wearing headphones while I do crossword puzzles or listen to podcasts or audiobooks. It is completely possible to spend time together while doing separate things. Can you play your games while she's watching TV on the other room? She says it's different but can't explain why. I can. One affects her negatively and the other doesn't. She isn't going to come out and tell you it is because she's selfish, so you get the can't explain why bullshit. Of course she can't explain why. The difference is that one of those things is hers and thus okay, and the other is yours and thus not allowed because she said so. Don't bother trying to present a case. Simply tell her flat out that, unless she can give you specific reasons why you shouldn't play at a given time, then you will be playing, and her choices are to accept that or leave. My wife and I do parallel play. I have 2 TVs in my man cave. They both have headsets. Usually I wear one and she doesn't. Unless I'm playing a team game where I need to use my mic. She watches her silly murder shows and I rock some hardcore Minecraft. Lol. That works for us. It might not work the same for you. The big thing is to find out what works in your relationship. Communication is key. Ask her to sit down with you and talk it out with no judgment. Find a solution that you both feel is equally good for her and you. If you can't solve this tiny problem, then I got some bad news for you, the problems only get more complicated with time. She plays MTV Love Island mobile game for 4 hours straight. He turns on PS4 for some quick shooty. Oh hell no. Why don't you want to spend time with me? My boyfriend and I have been together 4 years and I was never a gamer. I was always pretty confused why people enjoyed them so much. About 2 months ago, he was playing and I asked if I could try. I ended up loving the game so much that I finished the entire game in a week. It now has become something we enjoy doing, even if it's not together. Hell, chill on Reddit while I play after work, vice versa. Maybe try having her play, or at least try to be interactive when playing. If she still doesn't enjoy it, explain to her that everyone has side hobbies, and this happens to be one of yours. It's a nice outlet to take your mind off things and she needs to respect that. Sounds like she just wants to be in control. Which certainly is a red flag. How much time are you spending on video games? Instead of framing it around how you shouldn't spend time individually, what about approaching the discussion on how to spend more time together? Been there. Made me resent her and not want to spend time with her. Yeah, that relationship went down the drain, even though we had some good sex and besides that our interests would work well together. The approach is totally wrong as well. It is fine, if she says she wants to spend time with you with something you both enjoy. But your girlfriend just wants you to not play games and doesn't even have a suggestion to fill your time with. Don't worry, not all girls are like that. Some will even play with you. Red flag if the alternative is just you doing what she wants to do. Also would frame video gaming as a hobby rather than a vice, unless you're overdoing it. She might have a bias against video games, which sucks. Just like she has whatever hobbies she has, video gaming is one of yours. Does she react this way if you do other things? Tell her you get an equal time gaming to her trash TV watching. Need more info. How much time are you gaming? Is it comparable to her TV time? Do you two share any hobbies? Right now it sounds like you both have some considerable disdain for the other's interests, and that's not generally a good sign. Break up with her. She is toxic AF. One more exclamation mark for good measure. It sounds as though she's being irrational, or at least not willing or able to effectively communicate why video games bother her so much. The only thing I can think of is that you are somehow disruptive when you play, like yelling or keeping the volume loud or getting angry, frustrated and letting it impact your mood, or you play for hours and hours on end with extreme tunnel vision and actively ignore her. Otherwise I can't imagine the distinction between watching shows and playing games. I think you should try to have another conversation, and frame it as telling her that unless she can articulate what about your hobby upsets her, you are at an impasse because it's something you enjoy doing. She is allowed to watch her TV shows and you are allowed to play video games. What she is doing is controlling. Her watching her shows takes away just the same as you playing video games. Tell her to suck it up. Your time together LMAO, what's that time together look like? You with glazed over eyes watching the millionth episode of whatever sitcom she's into while she peruses her phone? Tell her to find a hobby for herself, and if she says, "But video games aren't a hobby," tell her, "Oh fucking well, now go find your own hobby." She's inherently selfish. You're wasting your time, mate. Yeah, she kind of needs to get over this. I've been in this kind of relationship and she either learns to let go a little or it ends in tears. Sit her down. Tell her what needs to be said. If it doesn't work, every time she does something she likes, i.e. trying on new clothes, watching shows, makeup, genera girl things, start complaining about her spending time with you. She'll soon realize what she's doing. And if she doesn't, well, maybe she's not for you, unless you're willing to give up your hobbies for her. She sounds like she has control issues. Either that, or an irrational hate of games. I was in a relationship like this. We broke up. My 2 cents, how about you guys sit down and talk about this? This is a fairly easy difference of opinion to solve. And if you can't solve it, get a not your girlfriend who is gamer friendly. Maybe she can watch her shows on a laptop beside you while you play your games? Bro, I hate my girl's style of music, and she hates mine. That's totally okay, you both need your own hobbies and interests. Yes, her attitude is a red flag. About the video games, if the problem is the TV, play on a PC, I don't think it would be a big problem to just stream it. Yes, I understand it would be very hypocritical if she only uses the TV, but if it is so, then you are totally right, that it's a red flag. Time to throw the whole girlfriend away. Nah, but for real. I'm a gamer too, and I'll be honest, it's a hill that I would die on, it's part of who I am. It's also healthy to have time away from each other to do your own things, so if she tries to say gaming is stupid and it takes away time, tell her that watching movies in bed all day is the same and watch her stance change. Red effing flag, she wants to own your life and control anything. This type of person is a narcissist and won't stop until you either break up or dance to her tunes. Oh wait, it's about a girlfriend, never mind, you're fine. XD. Dump the thought, she don't deserve you king. Man, don't be so blue-pilled, my god, wake up. I have come to the conclusion that she is hating because you express enjoyment with your hobby while her brain melts watching hers and she can't stand you being happier than her. Tell her she can either accept your interests or eat shit. Lol, fuck that, bye-bye girlfriend. You should both be able to do your own things. But since you are asking for advice here, I'd like to offer a train of thought. What types of games are you playing? If you are playing single-player games, there should be no difference from her watching TV shows by herself. However, if you are playing multiplayer games and constantly on voice chat with other buddies while gaming, maybe the difference is that she feels left out or jealous? That is a different issue from just not being supportive of hobbies. She just seems selfish. IDK what to say except have a long conversation with her explaining why it is important for both of you to do what you like. People are different. If everyone starts giving up doing what they like because they can't improvise a solution with their other half, there wouldn't be couples in the world. I'm not a gamer. At all. But my husband loves playing video games on his computer. He found games that he thought I would also enjoy and I play with him once a week or so. I loved Ark. We're currently playing Conan Exiles. He has his Xbox hooked up to the bedroom TV and has been playing Fable while I go to sleep. I wake up at 3:30 a.m. so I'm asleep well before him. It's entertaining for me to watch for a bit and he gets to do something he enjoys. I think the key to this is going to be finding some sort of compromise with your girlfriend. Definitely check out some games you can play together that she'd like, even if they're a little different than your normal style. Get a new girlfriend, she's not going to change. She can always watch her shows on her phone, but that's just me. My husband games, I listen to music or watch YouTube videos. It's not hard. She can have her hobbies but you can't? Hypocrisy is hypocrisy. I've seen you've gotten some pretty good suggestions thus far for something different. Maybe make a fun challenge with her, say if she doesn't watch TV for an X amount of time you won't play games for an X amount of time, and see if she really thinks it makes a difference or if you indeed need some time alone to do whatever hobbies you may have. My boy, this is a red flag, and not only because of her hypocrisy but because of her lack of taste as well. She prefers to watch those shows full of drama that are only filling your anger. Meanwhile, games take you in this crazy ride in which you might learn something new. That makes her pretty much boring as well. You don't mesh. End it. I hated video games at the start of my relationship, but then he would get me involved. I still hate some games to this day like FIFA because I don't understand the hype and it makes him angry at all hours. There are times where I'll watch my shows or play my computer so he can get on with what he needs to do. If you try compromise and talk about why you enjoy playing games, she might start to accept it. Well, you can try play some really story games, like TWD Telltale series, Heavy Rain, Life is Strange. Play some games that so have storylines and maybe she will get interested. Have you tried playing games with her? Ultimately, I think if both of you dislike what each of you are interested in, the relationship will fail. OMG, break up. Your girl's a tad possessive. Nothing too bad, she just wants attention, but explain the double standard to her. Tell her it's not fair that you can't do what you want to do, and if she continues to take that away from you, it will strain the relationship beyond repair. Why don't you try and find some games you'll enjoy playing together? She's gotta go. Mistake number 1, moving in together with a chick. Why? Familiarity breeds contempt. You have things you enjoy doing. You should never stop doing things you enjoy. But in defense of the women, you do need to both be doing stuff together. At least set aside time for each other. It has to be mutual and both want the same things, if not this will end eventually. My ex and I had a similar issue. Eventually she got into gaming, just not the kinds of games I played. She plays games like Overwatch and Rainbow Six. I like playing MMORPGs and strategy games. She about threw a fit when I was teaching her how to play Civilization VI. It doesn't take a genius-level intellect to figure out she is being hypocritical here. If her watching those shows equates to the same amount of time you play video games, then it's not fair on her part to demand you to stop doing what you like to do. If this also leaks into other aspects of life where you are stopped from enjoying the things you like and she gets to have her way with everything, then perhaps you should stop and reconsider your life choices. Also, video games are not that great either, if you can't discipline yourself and limit the time you spend on it. I've been in this exact situation. You're both right to a degree. It's fine to have hobbies, so your gaming should be on a par with her reality TV viewing as far as that goes. But if you live together under the same roof and resent each other's hobbies, it will drive a wedge between you. She can't call out your gaming if she isn't prepared to cut down on the reality TV in order to spend some quality time together. You can and should spend some time doing your own things, but your gaming time should not be the sole sacrifice. That's letting her dictate the terms of all the available time in the relationship without sacrificing anything of her own, which is not a healthy way to cohabit. You should make an effort to set aside some regular time to spend with each other though.